Hey Virgos, welcome back to the Guiding Chariot. Ooh, okay, everyone, get ready for your love readings. I can't wait to get into this, so we are just going to get started. House rules still apply, Virgos. So this will be a general love reading for all Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Cross watchers are also welcome. Feel free to reverse the roles if you need to. My only ask is that you do not force any of the messages. If something doesn't sit right, doesn't fit your circumstance, just means it wasn't meant for you. Leave it on the table, take the rest. Alright, my lovelies. I have been in a huge kind of crystal frame of mind, so I did choose some of my favorite crystal oracles. Oh, that felt so funny. We're not taking that one. We're going to shuffle one more time. Sorry, I totally was going to cut that and then I was like, Oh, there it is. I was like, that's not the one. Alright. What was I saying? Oh, yes. So that's why there's a theme and it's all crystals. If you have any of these at home, though, it may be nice to work with them this coming month. Whether it's meditating with them, carrying them around with you, whatever works for you. You don't necessarily have to go out and buy them, but if you have them, it might be nice to work with. Yeah, we're going to take that one too. And this guy, we're just going... Nope, there it is. No. Where is it? There it is. Virgo, what you hiding? What are you hiding, Virgo? Why are these cards being silly? Alright. Nice. First card out. Selenite. Amazing stone. Amazing stone. I love selenite. And then you also, this particular deck has it as a selenite spiral, which is such a great shape for selenite because it literally helps to spiral out negative energy as it spirals in positivity. So, great card to start out with. Self-love. Oh, yes. Do we need a little hug, Virgos? Has it been a little challenging? So we got self-love. And then agate, the last stone out. Alright. And agate, great stone for grounding and stability. There is also this element of finding your truth. When you utilize agate, because it is so stabilizing and, kind of helps to balance, all your dimensions, right? Mind, body, spirit, all those things. And then selenite, great for clarity, purification. It is a great stone for clarity, right? If I can link it to that agate. Especially purifying. Even, myself, I use selenite to help clear all my other crystals. So, great thing for charging and clearing. This self-love, to me, is the most significant. So, obviously, we're going to clarify with tarot, so we're going to take this a little deeper and see how this fits into your relationships, Virgo. But this self-love is hitting me the most. And even, we talked about grounding and stability with selenite and agate. And look at your grid, how it's just got the 4 points, like a square, right? So really, this feels like about setting a foundation for love within yourself. It makes me think of RuPaul's Drag Race. If you don't love yourself, how are you going to love anybody else? True fact. So there might be some self-love moments for you coming up this month, my lovely, lovely Virgos. Alright. I think we're just going to pull your whole spread. Yeah, okay. Look at that. Virgos, what's going on? Bottom of the deck, 8 of Swords. So feeling stuck, right? Feeling like we're not making progress. This may be in an existing relationship since I'm looking at this Page of Cups here. But things are so good. Things are so good, Virgo. Oh, Virgos. Okay, let's get into it. So we do have this Page of Cups, Virgo. Now, this could be about, someone from your past returning. I don't necessarily think it's a past lover, but it may be someone you talked to before and then maybe, lost connection, or you were friends and then you moved away and, they might be finding their way back to you. Possibly. Not guaranteed. I definitely don't see a past love returning. So, if you guys started me like, I don't want my ex back, don't worry, they're not coming. It's not them. That's for some of you. But I think really what this is symbolizing, I think this is really about a current relationship. So with this page, you see there's a little fish poking out of his cup, right? So to me, this tells me that there's already a connection there. There's something's already begun. So that's why I'm thinking this is more so for my Virgos in a relationship, at least the main part of this message. But this is a very introspective card. Like the Page of Cups is very, very intuitive, very psychic, very reflective, which makes sense with the self-love and actually even the agate, because it's about stabilizing and grounding, right? So this, I think, is really that moment where you kind of have to check in with yourself, right? And then we have a lot of healing with this with Aquarius, with this star card coming out next. But this card is really a card. Yes, it is healing, but it's also about expecting the best, expecting miracles. And if things have been hard, if things have been trying, if you felt, kind of bound with this Eight of Swords, and this doesn't even have to apply to relationships. Just you feeling stuck, you not making any way forward. We'll get into that. I don't want to talk about that right now, but we'll get into that when we go through the bottom of the deck. But honestly, expect the best. Expect miracles, which is always great advice generally, right? You never want to expect poor outcomes. But for you, really, it's because I think in this situation, if you start looking for faults or you're expecting fault or disappointment, you surely are going to find it. You surely are going to find it. So I think this is coming through as a, don't do this, because whatever you look for, you're going to find. So don't look for that crazy stuff, right? Let's try and be a little optimistic, Virgo, right? Then we have, actually, I'm going to talk about these two together because I think this is amazing. So then we have, you have the Judgment card here in the 3rd position, and then you have in the 8th position Death, which is all about transformation. And I almost want to say transfiguration, right? Having the two in the same spread. Because the Judgment I always describe as Phoenix energy, right? You're literally, being born again. So this is you finding purpose. This is you, finding your calling. This is a love reading. So this is you finding genuine connection. Again, with that self-love coming up, I feel like this is really connecting, a little more openly to your emotional space, to your heart center. And, if you're in a relationship, that definitely could mean that you are open and expressing yourself, in a new way, possibly in a deeper way than you do normally or you have before, which, great thing. Beautiful thing. We also have Aquarius, Sag, and Scorpio in these particular cards. So you might be in a relationship with one of those signs, not necessarily, but could be. Just throwing it out there. But with that rebirth comes in new communication, and I think this communication, instead of it coming to you, I actually think this is you in your expression and your authenticity. Not that, Virgos, you're not known for really hiding any of that, but I think this is you really being open and honest with the people you care about, which is a great thing. You should. Honestly, you should, right? I'll talk about that when we get there. Oh, I am so all over, and I just want to connect all these cards. In the middle of your spread, you do have Temperance. Great card to have, considering self-love is up here, seeing, this symbol of hope and faith and rebirth and transformation going on. This is all about divine timing and patience and major healing on the spiritual level. So this is great. You definitely have a lot of divine support coming through as you kind of go through, yes, this month, but as you kind of work through relationships. And it does feel like this is really indicative of an existing relationship. So I'm sorry, my single Virgos that clicked on this video wanting to find something. I do feel like I'm really talking to, my Virgos that are in a relationship. But it feels like there's a lot of personal healing that comes to you through this connection, which is honestly great. That's what we all want, right? Then you have 2 sevens that come out. So first we have the 7 of Swords, which, yes, feels deceptive, and, it may feel like there are things going on that you're not aware of. Trust issues might be bubbling up. I honestly, looking at the rest of these cards, I think this is in your head. So please do not let this get to you. Honestly, I think it's just in your head. Give it time. Don't act on it right away, right? You have this seven of Pentacles, which is about waiting and waiting for the right time and waiting for the harvest, right? Things are still developing. But again, you have such positive cards in the rest of this spread. I don't think, if you feel like that's happening, you're worried about that happening, don't. That may be some of the things that you communicate, right? And you're like, hey, so I've been feeling a certain way. When this happens, I feel like this. What's going on? You know, that definitely is going to help strengthen this bond, all right? We talked about the Death card, you know, but again, I think if you give it this time, right, either you start to go through transformation, your relationship goes through transformation. Either way, it's a good thing. And then at the end, you have this Ten of Cups. This is the happily ever after. You know, this is the fairy tale ending. You know, they rode off into the sunset together. Honestly, this is why I think there's nothing wrong in this relationship. You guys are doing beautifully in that department. You are with a really quality person who truly cares for you. Here it's this self-love. That's really where your, you know, lovely vibes have to go, to yourself, right? Taking care of yourself, being kinder to yourself. Like, you may be exercising some compassion, because some of you may be, here, let's go to the bottom of the deck while we're on this tangent. You know, some of you may be feeling a little critical or harsh of yourself with this Eight of Swords. I wanted to be further along. I want to do this. I wanted to do that. Why am I here? Why do I feel stuck? Da 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 da. Some of you might be being a little too critical here. You have the Magician right after that. This is a card of exercising your will, having all the power, using all your tools. So you may not be where you want, but that doesn't mean where you are doesn't show growth. It doesn't mean it's bad. And doesn't mean that you aren't making changes happen. We have transformation coming up and also rebirth. So your efforts are causing an effect. You may just not see it right now, or it may not be as fast as you want it to be, but you are making progress, Virgo. You also have this Knight of Cups. So my singles, if you haven't clicked off by now, this definitely is indicative of new love, someone coming in with an emotional offer. The key for you is still this moment of self-love. You need to be nurturing yourself, right? Because this person bringing in their cup, this isn't someone who is bringing in a half-empty cup, right? So, and you can't expect him to come and offer a full cup of love, or her to offer a full cup of love, and you only have a half cup. So this self-love is important because it's getting you in the correct vibe to be a match with this person, right? So you can meet them where they are, and they can meet you where you are, right? We have the High Priestess, which is all about listening to your intuition, following your instincts, following your heart, following your gut, right? This to me also does, you know, it's a very internal energy when we talk about the High Priestess, because it's your own knowing. So it might be, how do I say, I don't want to say this in like a really harsh way, but you know, we might have certain things that we pick up through life or get, you know, put on us that make us think or behave in a certain way. This is really about following your inner voice and following, you know, what makes you happy. Because some of the things you do out of habit or that you've learned maybe don't always feel the best, but you do them just because that's what's been done, right? If it doesn't feel good, if you don't feel like you're being kind and compassionate to yourself, those are probably not the things you should be doing. I'm going to leave that vague. Take that as you will. And along that same chord, we have the Seven of Wands, which again is about, you know, yes, it's an independent card, but it's about doing what serves you best. I don't care what you've told me. I don't care what your opinion is. I have to serve me. I have to do what's best for me. I have to do what feels right to me. All right? Oh, yeah. We're going to take a few. Yeah, see, look, even like I could just keep going. So we have this Three of Swords, which is heartbreak. You know, it's never a cute card to look at. But again, I think this is from your past, and it's kind of what we're talking about with the Seven of Wands. This is what, you know, we're healing, we're moving away from things that hurt us, things that don't serve us. And then we have these amazing cards coming after that. So King of Cups, again, ruling that emotional center, being secure in your emotions. And then we have the Chariot card. So some of you might be dealing with a Cancer possibly. But the Chariot card is all about progress and moving forward and making swift change and movement. Some of you may be even traveling. I don't think many of you, but some of you maybe. And then I think this ties it all back to the self-love card, this Four of Swords, because this is about going within, resting, finding peace and stability, and a little quiet time. You know, especially with what we were talking about earlier, you guys may be pushing things a little too hard, a little too much, or wanting things to be, you know, moving faster than they are. But everything is happening in divine timing. Everything is as it should be. You are where you are supposed to be. So do not let that stress you out. Take this moment to really be compassionate and kind to yourself, Virgo. All right, my loves. With that said, I'm going to wrap up your reading here. As always, I love you, Virgo. Take care. I am wishing you the best. You know, and all the YouTube things I have to ask you to do, if you like this reading, please make sure you smash that like button. It's actually really helpful to me because it lets me know how it resonates for you. If you want to tell me about this reading, please do so down in the comments below. You can also DM me on Instagram at The Guiding Chariot. And as always, if you're new, welcome. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when your next reading pops up. But until next time, Virgo, stay safe, take care, sending you my love and gratitude, and I will see you in your next video. Bye.